We first suspected that reality has to do with consciousness with the discovery of quantum mechanics. Space-time in general relativity is entirely observer-dependent. It will be shown in later episodes that the role of general relativity in consciousness is more important than quantum mechanics. The two are totally incompatible. General relativity is about very large, local, and with dynamic space-time, where quantum mechanics is about very small, non-local, and with fixed space-time. When the two are combined mathematically, the outcome will be disastrous, as everything will evaporate into black holes. How can we call the combination of the two physics? The two cannot be unified except with string theory. It has been shown that string theory is not a theory of physics, but a theory of consciousness. With this realization, we know there has never been physics, where there is only the law of consciousness. It is like when we learnt that the earth is round, we then know that the earth has never been flat. String theory contains too many watermarks of Yogacara Buddhism, which makes it impossible for it to not be a theory of consciousness. It has been shown that eighth consciousness, with its seeds, which are the core concepts of Yogacara Buddhism, are M-theory and strings. This is called the first transformation, which is followed by seventh consciousness and first sixth consciousness. They are F-theory and superstrings. It has also been shown that seeds which are extremely small when activated can be consciousnesses that can be extremely large. Similarly, strings which are extremely small, when strongly interacting, can transform into extra dimensions that are very large. It has been shown that the visual functions and image functions are brains and open strings on brains. When eighth consciousness manifests, it splits into the body and external world. This is M-theory to ADS CFT correspondence. 12 ayatanas and 18 dhatus show up as the universal hologram. After unification, string theory has gotten not one unified theory but 5 superstrings. For 40 years, string theorists don't know why. It has been shown that type 2b string is fruit of same order, which is one of 5 fruits. It will be shown later that there is 1-to-1 match of the other 4 fruits to the other 4 versions of string theory. The 2 sets of 4 can also be seen in what string theory calls dualities, where Yogacara Buddhism calls interconnectedness of dharmas. There are deeper realizations with the above which are into the deep realms of Buddhism. What string theorists call superstrings are not strings but effects, and the concept of fruits in Buddhism. Strings are only of 2 types, which are type 2 and type 1. Type 2 strings are what Yogacara Buddhism calls conditioned seeds, where type 1 strings are unconditioned seeds. Conditioned seeds are responsible for the first 4 fruits on the list, where unconditioned seeds are responsible for the last on the list. This exactly matches where type 2 strings are in the first 4 superstrings, where type 1 string is in the last superstring. There is a concept of 22 indriyas, or 22 faculties in Buddhism, which is responsible for superior fruit and fruit ripen divergently. These shows up as the left-moving strings in E8 times E8 heterotic strings, and SO32 heterotic strings, resembling bosonic strings with 22 extra dimensions. There are very deep meaning in this in terms of the co-creation concept. All the above laws in Yogacara Buddhism are documented in many texts, but for English readers, the following 3. Weitats Cheng Weishih Lun, Doctrine of Mere Consciousness. Poussin's Vitnapti Matrata Siddhi, a commentary on Vasubandhu's Trimsika by Xuanzang, on realizing there is only the virtual nature of consciousness by Peter Lunde Johnson. If one digs deeper into these texts with string theory as a tool, there are more treasures to be found. The concept of cause-condition is hidden in superstrings. Type 2 strings are the cause or causes. Strings that are right-moving are interacting conditions. Left-moving strings are superior conditions. And as M-theory is eighth consciousness as defined in the text, it is the uninterrupted condition. Cause condition is the pivotal concept in Buddhism for all schools, as these 4 cause conditions are responsible for everything in the universe. Similarly, type 2 strings and how it behaves with M-theory is also responsible for the entire universe. However, there is a bipolar gap in the insights. 12-factor dependent origination is the primordial law in Buddhism, and it is exactly how 5 superstrings laid out, relative to M-theory. There are many others. Last is there are many beings other than human in the concept of 3 realms and 9 bhumi. There are beings with pure matter and even without matter. The top of the pure matter being is called 4th jhana, where its mental state is indifference. This shows up as black holes, with monopoles which are indifferent. 4th jhana can also be without matter. This is how a black hole can become white hole, where no matter can get in. Again, string theory contains too many watermarks of Yogacara Buddhism, which makes it impossible for it to not be a theory of consciousness. With it, the earth is not flat. We have to drop the baggage of physics in order to move on.